But Marshall, I'm curious, how much land do you have? And like how much can you produce in terms of peanut size?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so my great grandfather had a peanut farm, and the reason this business started was my grandmother was literally handpicking the largest peanuts out of his farm and had a unique recipe. She'd cook, package, and give them to friends. We quickly outgrew that and had to start working with other farmers. And to this day, we no longer are farming peanuts, but we are working with farmers in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina that partner with the shellers. And we're only purchasing the top 1% of the crop from these farmers. And so it's called a super extra large Virginia type peanut, which is the category of peanuts that Hubbard kind of created. Before there was not that grade of peanut available. So she was only taking the peanuts that would not go through the filters when they were sizing and grading them out. So she literally took the cream of the crop and used those. So we're only using the top 1%, and there is a limited supply, which is one of the reasons why this is like, if there's a luxury brand of peanuts, we are it because of that. So there is a supply ceiling to a degree. That is something I do think about, how to diversify if we reach that ceiling, for sure.
Because you have a specific type of client that you're going after right now that's looking for the higher end peanut, I guess?
Well, sure. Like as peanuts go, I really do. We started the specialty peanut category. Now in Virginia, there are probably 25 companies that are doing something similar. So we're proud that we kind of started the trend of specialty peanuts in the state. But yeah, we certainly are going after people that our packaging is really nice, and it's a nice gift. So like you said, you receive peanuts and you like them. It's an easy, healthy, thank you gift to your customers, clients, friends. And so it's something that is representative of Virginia, but it's also a high quality plant-based protein that, is easily gifted.
Do you push that? You guys created that model?
All the time. And the Specialty Food Association, just put an article out that the American Peanut Council recognized Hubbard as the creator of the specialty peanut category, and she just received a Lifetime Achievement Award posthumously for starting this industry.
That was about 18 months ago, right?
Yeah, that was 2 Junes ago. So
okay.
about 2 years ago. Yeah.
So you use plant-based. I feel like 2019 had a big push for plant-based, using that word. It seems like COVID in 2020 kind of scared that away. Are you seeing, as an insider, that push is still happening, or is it run its course? I mean, obviously it's plant-based. It's going to always be plant-based to some extent, right? But
I guess the marketing term of plant-based, possibly, but I don't think that's going anywhere. I mean, as we become more educated about the environmental issues in the meat industry, people look at Impossible and look at some of these other IPOs that are happening in that plant-based space and how they're kind of taking off. I don't think that people are going to go away from a healthy, sustainable protein that is, a lot more.
There was a documentary. What's it called? Tim, do you remember what it's called? The sports one about plant-based.
I don't.
I'm going to figure it out. But there was a documentary that was pretty big on Netflix that hooked me. And I basically haven't had meat in the last, a year and a half. I'm more vegetarian. I've definitely had cheese and things like that. But it was interesting how that kind of, I'd known about these things before, but the way from like a fitness perspective, they talked about how it accelerated individuals was quite interesting to me. You talk about sustainability. You talk about how just certain industries in your world or specific verticals in your world are harder to be sustainable, just with meat products and stuff like that. How are you guys looking at this to be as I don't know, safe and sustainable and whatever the buzzword is to talk about that? But like, how do you make sure that you're playing in the best place possible in that kind of regard?
Well, I think peanuts in general are I argue that peanuts are the world's most important superfood, right? And so part of it is they're grown on 6 or 7 continents. So pretty much every region in the world has a domestic supply. So unlike cashews, where we have to import from the tropics, the water usage in peanuts is immensely important. It takes a fifth of the water to grow an ounce of peanuts as it does to grow an ounce of almonds. Almonds are typically grown in drought-stricken regions like California, and it takes 80 gallons to grow an ounce, where it's 5 gallons of water to grow an ounce of peanuts.
And from the meat perspective, it's even crazier.
Oh, well, absolutely. But so peanut hulls and the shells of peanuts, they're made into pellets that are then used to feed animals as well. So the whole part of the peanut, the vines and the hulls of the peanuts are used in food and production. They're made into pellets to feed cattle and pigs and such. So that part is great. The water usage, the every aspect of the peanut is being used. They put nitrogen back into the soil, so you don't have to use as much fertilizer. And it's a great cover crop. So it's yeah.
A lot of options. It's called The Game Changers. Is the documentary.
I'll check that out. But I mean, I love meat. I love seafood. I love all of it. And the more
I used to eat meat 21 meals a day or 21 meals a week. Yeah. We've
all been educated by Netflix and the horrors of the industry, but there's still some folks that are doing really good jobs with it. And if I limit what I'm purchasing personally, and I know I'm buying meat from River Road Farm or whatever, which is right down the road from me. I know it's a grass-raised cattle that was raised sustainably and it's not mass-produced. Like those are the choices. I mean, now it's a luxury that I can make that choice, right?
But I think that's the most important thing, right? So whether it's meat or peanuts or something like that, I think people are just looking for the highest quality of thing that they can do, and I think there's higher ends of that, and I actually probably don't even think that meat is that bad if you can get it at that right place, like you talked about, where the mass market adoption of something in a normal store is harder. But we don't need to talk about that at all.
It's a big discussion for sure.
Tim?
Directly involved within our entrepreneurial community for years. And the most common question I get is, Tim, I want to get involved, but I don't know what events I should attend. Well, StartWheel eliminates that pain point because we consolidate all the events you should attend into a single calendar. Now you'll be in the know and see where to spend your time. Gone is the need to search multiple websites and calendars. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.